Greetings, beautiful friends. Happy Monday to you. Here we are getting ready for a really auspicious week ahead. So this is us with our usual Monday check-in. I wish you a great start to your week, and happy Victoria Day to my Canadian friends here. This is our usual Monday check-in and our Mastering Your Mindset session. So before we start pulling some cards, just feel into this. This is a really important time to get in touch with your inner soul's guidance. That's what this Mastering Your Mindset is all about, is to really get in touch with what's true for you. So this week's lunar influence is from the last quarter phase of the moon in the sign of Pisces. And Pisces is a water sign, and it's very much about the mystical, the inner wisdom, the flowing through whatever obstacles or anything that's kind of coming up as blocks to you being your true imaginative, creative, inspired self. So this is a beautiful week to really feel into what are the things that maybe you've kind of said, oh gosh, that's way too big. That's way too auspicious. There's no way I could do something like this. That's your head. This is time for us to kind of park the intellect for a wee bit and really feel into your intuitive nature. We are all intuitive by design. I don't know about you, but we were kind of conditioned to favor the logical, the more thinking, the fine tangible proof or ways forward. Whereas the power of us, the creative power, the auspiciousness of us is in the ethers. It's more into the ethereal type of energy. So this is a beautiful time to start stepping into that. Now, with it being the last quarter phase of the moon, we're stepping from this sort of like it being last quarter, so there's half light, half dark. So this is a beautiful time to really allow yourself to find your rhythm. And what I mean by that is, what is your rhythm between being and doing? Having some downtime, having some relaxation, having some contemplation time. Allowing yourself to use one of my favorite questions. If you've been here before, you know one of my favorite questions to really help you get in touch with your inner wisdom. Put your hand on your heart. Take a nice deep breath. And say, how do I feel about myself here? So here, meaning thinking these thoughts, saying yes to these opportunities, saying no to those opportunities, being in this type of environment. Being and doing is such an important part, but how do I feel about myself? And what we're looking for is, are you feeling authentic? Are you feeling connected to your heart's wisdom? Are you feeling connected to the truth of who you really are? Are you allowing those little pings, those little intuitive pieces to just, oh, sorry, something's popping up here, to land and to help navigate the choices, the landscape, the opportunities? Allowing yourself just a wee moment. And even if all that is, and actually this is something that I do, anytime I have to make a decision or a choice, I pause, sometimes just for a nanosecond, but just pause. Come home to your heart's wisdom, and then say yes or no. And then maybe, and sometimes, when we kind of do those types of things too, sometimes it's a neutral. There's no distinctive yes or no. So then maybe it's time to just put it to the side, knowing that maybe it's neutral because you haven't allowed yourself to lean into the juiciness of what's possible, the opportunities that maybe, this is something that I've often said too, the opportunities you're looking for are looking for you. So this is why it's so important to find your rhythm. It's kind of what this is all about here. So take a nice deep breath. I trust that makes sense. If anything I say on these sessions trigger you or confuse you, or you need a wee bit more support or guidance, just put it in the comments below or message me directly. But let's start stepping into pulling some cards to help us go deeper into this energy. So the first deck that we start with is my letting go guidance system. So I'm saying that this week is about getting in touch with your grandest, most audacious, auspicious imaginings, wishes, intentions. Now, sometimes when we do that, there's little yeah buts come up, or maybe, you can't do that, or things of that nature. So what can we focus on? Maybe just saying thank you and letting go. We're always letting go, I think, is something that just continually happens as we evolve and find ourselves on that upward spiral of our own evolution, our own soul's evolution. Interesting, the card that's come up for us is shame. So where have you maybe shamed yourself into, I can't choose that. I can't walk down that path because maybe there's a woulda, coulda, shoulda, or maybe there's a narrative that's not suiting you anymore. That shame can sometimes be you listening to a version that's not there anymore. So this is actually a beautiful time with this last quarter phase of the moon. Maybe it's time to rewrite your narrative. Maybe it's time to say thank you. It's an outmoded version, let it go. So where does shame come up? And is it blocking you from seeing that beautiful vision, that beautiful inner wisdom, inner wishes? Follow that. Take a nice deep breath again. And now we're going to pull a tarot card, and then we'll go for 3 of the Intuitive Whispers Oracle cards. So let's see what tarot card is going to come up. Oh, beautiful. Check this out. It's the 10 of Pentacles. That's the treasure chest of abundance. So maybe that's part of your inner wish, your inner intention. But the 10 of Pentacles also says you are abundant beyond measure. So even if shame comes up, or I'm not good enough, I'm not talented, I don't have these gifts or these skills or talents, maybe it's because you're too stuck in the intellect and not allowing your intuitive nature that says, yeah, but look at this. Sometimes we can get too caught up in those stories, in those narratives, and they're not true anymore. So see how that comes up. Feel into that. And take another nice deep breath. Like I said, we're going to get 3 of the Intuitive Whispers oracles. So let's see if these intuitive whispers can actually help open the doors to your beautiful insights, your beautiful wisdom that's saying, psst, can you hear me? Can you let me help navigate your way, help choose your way, help align with who you're becoming? And so the first one that's come up is your body is like a book. Your body is like a book. That's such a beautiful one to really remember, that sometimes those little nudges, those intuitive whispers come and they land in our body. It could be things like a sense of lift, a sense of, maybe you can feel it in your gut wisdom, where you get little flutters in your tummy when you're saying, how do I feel about myself when I activate that creative idea, or when I start doing this type of creative activity, how do I feel about myself? And sometimes you might even get a sense of like a smile at your heart. But we need to allow ourselves that space and time. Are you receiving? Are you paying attention to those little taps? Now, sometimes it can even feel like a little tap on your shoulder. And in doing this one says, make yourself your own priority. Become your own priority. This is something that I often talk about with the sacred self-care idea. It is essential that your sacred self-care is priority number 1. And it is not selfish to put your care or what you need to do to look after you first, because we're working on filling our cup so that we give from our saucer. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So making yourself the priority means you're making yourself the priority so that you can be of best service to those you're here to connect with, to be of service to be of kindness to be of support to. We all are. So doing that helps you make your choices. And oh, this is funny. I hadn't realized this one was come up. Let go of control. So sometimes maybe that idea of I can't get into the abundant nature or the creative nature because I have to be in control of this, and I'm not allowing myself to trust the flow. The other part of that I think of when I see that one is that, I said earlier in this session, the opportunities that you're looking for are looking for you. So, but sometimes if we get into over control, we may miss them. Because if we get too caught up using the intellect that I want this opportunity and I want it to look like this and I want it to knock on the door in this way, maybe it's not designed to do that. So when we set an intention and we get in touch with our deepest desires and then surrender and let go and allow it to show up the way that's meant to, the way that's right for you. So just breathe into that. Trust that you actually are always in the right place at the right time. So, taking a nice deep breath, I'm just about ready to send you off into this week ahead. I'm going to pull one of my Liberate Your Inner Truth cards to seal the energy of this session. I'm just taking a nice deep breath. Let's see what comes up for us on this one. Beautiful. What's come up is I am capable. So I said that shame could maybe be saying, oh, you can't do that, or you tried and it failed last time, so don't try now. Remind yourself that you are capable. You're capable beyond measure, in fact. But let me read this out to you. I'm doing my best today, and that is good enough. Today is going to be an awesome day. I am capable of achieving my goals. I am proud of myself. That's a beautiful inspiration on to wrap everything up. I wish you a beautiful week ahead. And like I said, if you need more support or guidance on any of this, just pop it in the comments below or message me directly. Have a beautiful week. I'll be back again with you next week. Much love to you.